Going outside gotta be one of the best things ever invented. First guy to just like step outside of his house and just walk outside, he's the GOAT. I feel like especially as I've started working like an office job, and I'm basically just stuck inside all day. Like genuinely if I didn't want to go outside during the weekdays, I could. Like I could just go from my apartment to my car to work and then just stay inside all day and then go home. Like it's something I could actually do. And I feel like I've kind of started like consciously making a decision to just try and get outside. And not just in terms of, physical activity like going outside for a run or something, but just trying to work it into like my everyday my everyday routine more or less. Even when I'm at work, I feel like the times I look like the most forward to when I'm at work are the breaks that I get or when I get off work. Obviously, like getting off work is cool, I got to go home. And getting a break is cool. I just get to not do work for a little bit and go get food or something. But also, it gives me an opportunity to just, go outside and go out for like a little walk, just like clear my head. And I think, what the heck happened there? From a productivity perspective, I feel like it's super helpful. I know that if I were to just stay in my office all day and do my work, I would get significantly less done than if I got up and took a little break every once in a while. I feel like the time that you spend taking a break and going outside is well worth it. I think you earn back that time in productivity. And then aside from productivity, I feel like it's also just good for my mental health. Like people say that all the time. And I feel like people don't take it seriously enough. Like I talked to some of my coworkers and they're like, like whatever, like 5 minutes. Like what could it actually do for you? I feel like it could do a lot. Especially when you're working for like 8 hours a day, you might feel like that 5 minutes is kind of just insignificant. But if you think about it, what good is that 5 minutes if you're just doing work? You know? Like how much are you actually getting done in those 5 minutes as opposed to actually just going outside, taking a walk for 5 minutes, and coming back and locking back in? I feel like it's so much more useful. And then of course, getting outside for like physical activity and stuff outside of work is also great. I think over the past 2 years ish or so, I started working. I have, some disposable income now. I can, try and seek out some hobbies that I previously wouldn't have sought out. And one of those hobbies for me has been biking. I got a bike last June, I think. Yeah, I think it was last June. I got a bike, and it was a really nice bike. It's like a road bike, and I was never a huge cyclist, but I did like biking. But growing up, I never really biked that much, especially because I grew up in like a super hilly area, and it was painful to bike up hills. But yeah, I got a bike, and it wasn't cheap, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this bike. It's gonna be an investment. I'm gonna keep this bike for a long time, and I'm just gonna ride it a lot. So I got that in the summer, and I think I've put around. Oh man, I had like I was keeping track on Strava too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think I'm at like 600-ish miles or so on the bike, and it's held up really well. I've had a really good time biking, and I've met friends, that bike, and it's been like a really really cool hobby for me. Aside from the obvious, health benefits of it, like I was like down like 10 pounds or something over the sort of like 6 month period that I was biking because I live out in the Midwest and the winters get really cold and snowy, so I haven't really biked that much since I don't know November ish because that's when it just really started getting chilly. But I actually just went out for my first ride this year, the other day, and it was really, really nice. And I'm really looking forward to the summer and getting back into biking. But yeah, biking has been like a really good hobby for me. Helps me kill time. I lose weight, I build muscle, good cardio and all that. And yeah, another thing I've gone into is, or I guess I'm trying to get into is hiking and camping more. I never actually went camping before, as a kid. The most I did, the most I ever did was camp out in my backyard, you know? Like I tell my parents like, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna go set up the tent on the lawn in the backyard." And they're like, "Okay, cool, have fun." And I'd like put the tent up in the backyard and just like chill out there for the night and sleep, pretend like I was camping. But I never actually gone out for like a true camping trip. Also, this just is not disappearing. Um, but yeah, and I think it was last. Does lava just not disappear on this version? Anyways, last October, I want to say, I went camping for the first time, and that was really cool. Um, I spent, a bit of money on some camping gear. I got like a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad. What else? Supplies and stuff. Went with one of my friends, went camping, and that was a lot of fun. Something I hadn't done before. It was, I mean, it was kind of what I expected. I was just out in the great outdoors, sleeping in my tent, and it was really cool. And on that trip, I also hiked a lot, and I've been hiking a lot. Hiking has also been a really cool thing to do, and it's again like good physical exercise for sure, just like biking, good cardio and all that. But you also gotta just go to some really cool places, and I think like part of the appeal of going outside is just being able to go to places that other people haven't been or other people just won't go to. Like I went to Maine recently over I think it was just like a 3-day weekend or something. And there's this mountain out there called Mount Katahdin, I think is how you pronounce it. It's like a really tall mountain. Um and the hike from the bottom to the peak is like it's like a 4,000 foot climb or something. It was some crazy stuff. And I never really done a big climb like that before, but like it was tough. It was a really really tough hike. I don't know if any of y'all have done the hike before. It's a pretty well known mountain, I think. If any of y'all have done the hike, it's tough, especially for someone who like hasn't done that level of hiking before. It was hard. It was hard. It was really really hard. But I think like one, it poses a good challenge, right? I'm always down for a challenge. And then also like getting to the top was just super super rewarding. Knowing that like I was out here just climbing a random mountain in Maine and like other people probably just like sitting around at home and I get to just like have this cool experience that other people might not ever get to have in their lives. And I think that's a really cool thing about going outside. So yeah, I'm planning to just do more hikes this year with my friends. Planning to go out to the Rockies at some point over the summer. That's gonna be really fun. And I also think that the the sort of change in environment that I've experienced since moving out to the Midwest, I feel like has also made me appreciate the like going outside more. Cause I like growing up, I didn't live in a place with 4 seasons. Like it was really just 2 seasons. It was like super hot summers and cold, miserable, rainy winters. Um, but also like the cold winters weren't like freezing. It was just like I don't know, like 50s, right? Um, but after moving to the Midwest, I experienced kind of 4 seasons for the first time, which probably sounds stupid to a lot of people. They're like, whatever, 4 seasons. Like, yep, there's 4 seasons. You're right. But like, I'd never grown up with 4 seasons, and um, I think having 4 seasons is really cool because you get to experience it all. Like, I get snow here. I didn't grow up with snow. I get really nice summers, I get an actual spring and an actual fall. An actual fall is something I had never really had before. You know, the trees would never have that sort of like, you know, like the leaves wouldn't turn red and orange and stuff. They would just pretty much go from green to dead, right? The leaves would just be falling off one day. And being able to have the four seasons is something that I know I shouldn't take for granted because I've experienced what it's like to not have four seasons. And being able to just go outside for all four of those seasons, there's too many pork chops, man. I hate this version. Being able to go outside and experience all four seasons, I feel like it's such a rewarding experience, and I'm really thankful for that. So that's another reason why I'm trying to just get outside more, because I feel like every season you go outside, it's like a whole different experience. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I hate to say it, but the people online telling you to touch grass, they're right, bro. Like they are so right. You should listen to them because touching grass is so sick. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling right now. I don't really have a script or anything. I just be talking. I just be saying words. Um, and, yeah, I don't know. Just go outside. Like I never considered myself like a super outdoorsy person, and like nowadays, I don't know. I don't know if I consider myself like a super outdoorsy person still, but I'm definitely getting there. Something that I want to be. And you know, growing up, like I was never like super, you know, unfit. I didn't not like the outdoors. Um, but I wouldn't like make a conscious effort to really go outside. You know, I was you know, I grew up playing like video games and stuff. You know, like I was that type of kid. Like I didn't go outside that much. Um, Played my fair share of sports and stuff. You know, went to the gym. Like I was generally a healthy person. Um, and I think, you know, while you're healthy, I feel like that's the time to experience the outdoors. And yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do now, because you know, this stuff is fun to do when you're young, and I'm only getting older, so I'm gonna take advantage of what I have right now and get up and get out and do stuff that I wouldn't otherwise be doing. Um, but yeah, also, I haven't even played on this world since the last video I recorded. I think I'm just gonna play on it while I record, which kind of sucks because that means I only get like 10 minutes a day. Oh shoot, skeleton. Yeah, that's what's up. See, that's what happens if you don't go outside. You get like, you become like skin and bones like that guy, or just bones, I mean. That's also what happens if you don't go outside. You explode. Yeah, so like yeah, I don't know. Get outdoors. Do something outdoors. It could just be like walking around. It could be like do I need more torches? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I feel like that's the thing that like, you know, trips people out is like, oh, they feel like they gotta like go for a run or something. Like you don't need to go for a run, man. Like even if you're like trying to like, you know, do cardio and lose weight, like walking is like one of the best ways to get like your heart rate up and get your steps in and burn calories. Like yeah. I feel like I should totally do a video on like talking about like working out and exercise and stuff, because I feel like that'd be a good topic to talk about too. Um but yeah, I don't know. Comment whatever you want me to talk about next. Yeah, that's what going outside does to an MF. I'm gonna mine this coal and then call it a night. But yeah, see ya.